Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Please consider subscribing and check out our Patreon for more. Enjoy the video. The man's name was Tim. He was tall and strong, but inside, Tim had a secret. He always looked at dresses, makeup, and pretty things with wishful eyes. But fear lived in Tim's heart. He was afraid of what people might say or think if they saw him dressed in women's clothes. One day, Tim was invited to a party. A lot of his friends would be there. Most of them were girls. The party was full of laughs and chattering. The air sparkled with joy and fun. But Tim felt a little out of place, always sneaking peeks at the beautiful dresses the girls were wearing, the colorful makeup that adorned their faces, and the fun they had trying on each other's accessories. A girl named Lisa noticed Tim. Lisa was not like others. She saw people for who they were inside. Lisa walked to Tim, her smile as warm as a cozy blanket. "Hi, Tim," Lisa said. "You look like you're lost in thought. What's on your mind?" Tim's cheeks turned a soft pink, like a delicate rose. But he didn't speak his secret. He just smiled shyly. As the night went on, the girls gathered in a big, bright room, filled with clothes, shoes, and all things pretty. They were trying different outfits, laughing and sharing stories. Tim watched from a distance, his heart fluttering like a little bird inside a cage, wanting to be part of it but holding back. Lisa noticed Tim again. This time she went to him with all the girls behind her. They all had gentle eyes and kind smiles. "Tim," Lisa started, "we see you looking. Is there something you want to tell us?" Tim looked down at his shoes. His heart was pounding loud, like a big drum in his chest. But he found a tiny, squeaky voice inside him, and it whispered the truth to Lisa and the girls. I always wanted to dress like you all, to wear dresses, makeup, and be pretty." Tim's voice was a whisper, barely floating in the air. The room was silent for a moment, but then Lisa took Tim's hand. Her hand was soft and reassuring. "Tim, we are your friends," Lisa said. "We love you for who you are. Would you like us to help you dress up tonight?" Tim's eyes glistened like dew in the morning sun. He nodded, his heart still pounding, but now with excitement and a bit of joy. The girls were buzzing with excitement, moving around to find the perfect items for Tim. They found a beautiful dress, the color of the midnight sky speckled with little shiny stars. They found a wig, long and black, soft as a cloud. The girls also gathered makeup, a pair of cute shoes, and a soft nylon to wear underneath the dress. Tim was feeling a mix of excitement and fear, but the girls, they were supportive and kind. He slowly put on the nylon, its soft texture caressing his skin. The dress followed, its fabric whispering against his body, making him shiver with delight. The wig was next, as Lisa gently placed it on Tim's head, adjusting until it looked just right, like a dark cascade of night framing his face. His eyes shone brightly, reflecting the twinkling stars on his dress. Then came the makeup. A gentle foundation, a blush that brought roses to his cheeks, eyeshadow that was as deep and mysterious as the ocean, mascara that made his lashes flutter like butterfly wings, and a lipstick that was bold and beautiful. When they were done, Tim looked in the mirror. He saw himself, but also someone else. Someone who was always there, but hidden away. His eyes welled up, not with sadness, but a peculiar happiness that was mingled with relief. The girls saw not just Tim, but a beautiful person who embraced a hidden side of themselves. They cheered and clapped, circling around him, showering him with compliments and assurances. That night, Tim learned that being true to oneself was a key to happiness. And the girls, they learned that acceptance can gift someone the freedom to be who they really are. With his heart wrapped in the warmth of acceptance, Tim, now adorned in a dress that twinkled with a million little stars and a face softly illuminated by delicate makeup, felt something new blossom inside him. It was like a tiny seed of courage had finally sprouted. The girls, all smiles and soft whispers of encouragement, circled around Tim. Lisa spoke, her words gentle as a summer breeze. "You look beautiful, Tim. How do you feel?" Tim gazed into the mirror, meeting the eyes of the person he saw reflected back. Eyes shimmering with a mix of emotions, he whispered, "Happy." The room, basked in a soft, nurturing light, became a haven where Tim could breathe without the heavy weight on his chest that he'd carried for so long. His fear and worries seemed to dissolve, being replaced by a sweet serenity. Tim turned towards the girls. "Thank you, all of you. You made me feel me." The girls huddled around him, a tight circle of genuine friendship and acceptance. They chatted and giggled, sharing stories and experiences into the late hours of the night. In those moments, the walls that Tim had built around himself crumbled, and he let himself be enveloped by the newfound joy. Lisa, ever the insightful one, gently squeezed Tim's hand. "You know," she began, her voice steady and soft, "this doesn't have to be a one-time thing. You should be able to express yourself and be who you want to be, always." Tim's eyes, previously alight with happiness, flickered with a shadow of his old fears. The outside world could be harsh, judgmental. The sanctuary he found within these walls among these friends was safe. But beyond? Seeing the battle within Tim, Lisa continued, "We are here for you, Tim. Today, tomorrow, always. And when you decide to step outside being true to who you are, we'll step with you. Every single step of the way." Days turned into weeks. The memory of that night, of the freedom and acceptance, lingered in Tim's mind like a sweet melody. He found himself often lost in thoughts, contemplating Lisa's words. One sunny afternoon, as Tim was wandering through the park, he received a message. It was from Lisa. "Hey, Tim. We're all going for a shopping trip this weekend. We thought maybe you'd like to join. No pressure, just fun and friendship." His heart fluttered anxiously in his chest. The outside world seemed so vast, so unpredictable, but then he thought of the girls, their warm smiles, their unwavering support. Perhaps with them by his side, he could find the strength to be himself out there too. After moments that stretched and twisted with hesitation, Tim replied, "I'd love to join." And so the weekend came, bright and promising. Tim, with nervous excitement dancing in his chest, met with the girls. They greeted him with open arms and cheers of joy, reinforcing the shield of friendship and support around him. The mall was bustling with people, a river of faces flowing through the vibrant spaces. Tim, dressed in a simple pair of jeans and a t-shirt, felt the familiar constriction of fear trying to coil around him. But every reassuring smile, every gentle pat on the back from the girls melted it away. At a clothing store, Tim hesitated at the entrance, his eyes lingering on the dresses displayed, hearts of various colors and designs. Lisa, understanding his silent wish, whispered, "Go on, Tim. Choose whatever you like. Be you." Tim, surrounded by the comforting presence of his friends, took a tentative step into the store. His eyes gleamed with a mixture of apprehension and excitement as they danced over the myriad of dresses, blouses, and skirts that adorned the racks. The colors were a vibrant tapestry of choice, each piece of clothing whispering possibilities of a new, unbridled expression. He cautiously approached a dress, its fabric a soft cascade of lavender that seemed to flow like a gentle stream. Tim reached out, his fingers brushing against the material, feeling the smooth texture kiss his skin. His heart fluttered with a mingling of longing and newfound courage. Seeing Tim lost in the sea of fabric and colors, the girls joined in, selecting various dresses, tops, and skirts that they felt would suit him. Their voices, light and encouraging, blended with the subtle hum of the store, crafting a melody of acceptance and camaraderie. Lisa handed Tim a dress, its hue a gentle pink, adorned with tiny white blossoms that seemed to dance across the fabric. "Try it," she encouraged, her voice a soft nudge towards self-exploration. With the dress in hand, Tim moved towards the fitting room, his steps a delicate dance between hesitation and anticipation. Inside the small space, he held the dress against himself, looking into the mirror. His reflection, eyes gleaming with a vulnerability shielded by hope, gazed back at him. He slipped into the dress, the fabric cascading down his form like a gentle waterfall. The soft nylon whispered against his skin, a secret conversation between his true self and the attire that embraced it. Tim looked into the mirror once more, seeing not just himself, but a version of him that had been silently waiting, patiently for its moment to emerge. As he stepped out of the fitting room, the girls looked up, their eyes lighting up like a constellation of supportive stars in the evening sky. "You look beautiful, Tim," one girl whispered, her voice quivering with genuine emotion. Tim, amidst the ocean of his friends, felt a warmth spreading through him, erasing the chilly fingers of fear and doubt. He was Tim, but also more than that. He was himself, in every shade and texture that came with it. They continued to explore the store, picking out various outfits, each one a new adventure, a new expression. Tim tried on dresses of every color, skirts that twirled with a life of their own, and blouses that sang soft lullabies of comfort and style. With each piece of clothing, he stepped further into a world that welcomed him with open arms. No questions, no judgments. The sense of liberation and joy within the walls of the clothing store gently nudged Tim into further explorations. With bags laden with colors and styles that spoke of a new chapter, Tim and the girls decided to step into a little salon nearby, a place where transformation blended with tiny bits of daily routine. Upon entering, they were greeted by a woman with kind eyes and a genuine smile. Her name, as per the little tag on her chest, was Rosa. She ushered them in with a warm, "Welcome! How may I assist you today?" Tim, hesitating slightly but propelled by the supportive glances from his friends, spoke softly. "We'd like to have some haircuts and maybe manicures." With a nod and a continued smile, Rosa guided them to a section with plush seats and large mirrors. Tim could see his reflection, still adorned in the soft pink dress, the wig sitting gently on his head, and he felt a tiny flutter of pride. The girls chose their styles, some opting for trims, others going for more expressive haircuts. Laughter and stories floated around the salon, entwining with the subtle snips of scissors and the soft hum of hair dryers. When it was Tim's turn, he cautiously took a seat, looking up at Rosa. Her eyes, warm and without judgment, met his, and in them he found a quiet kind of understanding. "What will it be for you, dear?" she inquired, her voice as soft as the atmosphere that enveloped the salon. Tim hesitated for a moment. Then, encouraged by the reassuring presence of his friends and the non-judgmental demeanor of Rosa, he pointed to the wig. "Could you help me choose a style? Something like this, perhaps, but my own hair?" Rosa nodded, gently removing the wig and revealing Tim's natural hair beneath. She studied it for a moment, then her eyes lit up with a gentle spark of inspiration. "I think I have just the thing," she shared, her fingers gently working through Tim's hair. As Rosa worked, Tim let himself relax, allowing the gentle touches of the stylist to reshape not just his hair but also something deep within him. He looked at his friends, who sat with nails being adorned in varied colors, their faces reflecting contentment and solidarity. The snipping of the scissors, synchronized with soft, comforting murmurs of the salon, lured Tim into a peaceful trance. And when Rosa finally spun his chair to face the mirror, Tim was met with a sight that took his breath away. His hair, now gently curling around his face, offered a soft frame that harmonized with his features. It was him, undeniably him, and yet it was a version of himself he had not fully met until this very moment. Tim's eyes welled up, not with sadness but with a profound joy that emanated from being seen, being accepted, and most importantly, accepting himself. He looked at Rosa, whispering a choked, "Thank you," his heart swelling within his chest. Rosa, with gentle fingers, wiped a tiny tear that had cascaded down Tim's cheek. "You're beautiful," she whispered back. "Always be yourself." The day melted into evening, with every passing moment weaving into their memories. Tim and his friends, now refreshed with new hairstyles and manicured nails, stepped out of the salon, the world outside unsuspectingly continuing its regular hustle and bustle. However, for Tim, everything was different. The world seemed a bit kinder, colors seemed a bit brighter, and the path ahead seemed a little less daunting. With friends at his side and a newfound acceptance within, Tim stepped forward, ready to live unapologetically as himself. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Patreon for a lot more content and early access to YouTube videos.